And now, the most incredible ski trail ever.
What you're about to see is no mere ski slope. This is a man-eating crevice. Cody's run makes James Bond's exploits on skis look almost wimpy.
So you've probably seen this line before. Just about everyone has. It was crazy. It spread like wildfire, and the world was suddenly talking about it.
So psyched.
One of those crazy parts was a question I kept hearing: what are you gonna do next? How are you gonna top that? Honestly, I had no idea. All I knew was that skiing to me is simply about having fun, finding new challenges, and being with your friends. If you're doing it to impress people, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So this season, I came to the realization that I needed a new challenge, something entirely different. So I decided to drop the guides, the 5-star lodges, and all the glitz, go on an adventure. I wanted to explore, climb, and ski a line that would change the way I see the mountains. But there was something pretty stacked against me in this pursuit. I hadn't the slightest clue what the hell I was doing when it came to climbing and exploration. I needed to learn from the best, and that's where Chris came in. He's incredibly experienced in ski mountaineering, one of the most well-rounded skiers on the planet. He just so happens to be one of the funnest guys to be around.
Are you ready? Push!
But 2 people wouldn't be enough on this adventure I had in mind. So we needed another Chris. The person that kept popping up was Dave Treadway. I've been hearing rumors for years of his mountaineering exploits deep in the Coast Range, like his sled access first ascent of Mount Monmouth. It seems like Dave would be perfect, but I needed to get to know Dave in person. So I invited him on a trip to Bella Coola I was about to go on with my wife, Elyse. I wanted to do something different this year, do a new style of skiing, but I also wanted to go have fun in the mountains with my best friend, my wife. So we planned a little side trip to Bella Coola to have some fun and go shred.
Team third wheel, here we go.
I wouldn't call it a third wheel.
Well, I don't want to really be involved, so I call it a third wheel.
Five, four, three, two, one, dropping. Holy crap, that snow looks amazing. Nice. Stop there, babe.
Yeah, Elyse. Holy shit, charging. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, fuck. Holy shit, packs off. I see her. You alright?
I'm fine. I'm gonna be walking like an old lady here in a little bit, but I'm fine.
Glad you're alright, honey. I know all marriages go through ups and downs, but watching that's a little ridiculous. Oh my god.
Looking down a pretty steep spine line with that on the backside.
Your wife was shitting bricks.
Yeah,
but we
I'm
were
over here
excited.
having a heart attack. Thanks, bud.
We knew it was going to work out.
When you go through these intense experiences together, you can't help but develop a strong bond. All these drastic highs and drastic lows we go through is why skiers are so close. It was finally time to let Dave in on the plans. We wanted to go to a super remote area on the border of Alaska and Canada, a place where some of the biggest glaciers in the world are. A place where we'd be hundreds of miles from the nearest person, skiing lines that had never been skied before.
Totally get up onto here, so you're not.
I was psyched. Dave wanted in.
Road tripping, heading north, getting in the groove. Booyah! Getting close to Stewart in Alaska. DJ Rubens is keeping us grooving. Team America up there is about to blow a tire on their trailer.
Loaded down like the Clampets heading west, we drove for 3 days to Stewart, BC. The plan was to camp at the toe of the glaciers and use them as highways between the countless peaks in the boundary range. The goal was to explore a vast range and ski whatever we could. Really though, I was looking for that one big objective, that one big steep line that would test me as a skier, scare the hell out of me, and overall make me become a better mountain person.
First day in Stewart. We definitely don't have a good weather window right now, so we're just checking things out and making sure we're going to be able to toboggan our stuff in and stuff like that. So it's just kind of recon mission and, you know, get the travel bug out.
Because it's a record low snow year, we knew the glaciers would be barely covered in snow, but it's so broken up and it's just crazy. I mean, our trip is entirely self-supported, so all the route finding and crevasse rescue is up to us. I mean, if we mess up, help is a long way away. But today, we're just on a recon mission. We're gonna scope from afar, find out where our campsite is, and then head back to town to get all our stuff.
So we just got into our main zone and just sledded about 50 kilometers out here to this beautiful cabin. Hopefully we get another weather window to toboggan all our gear out here. So that's what we're kind of waiting on. But here was day one, was put in the track, scoping the zones and figuring this whole mess out. Adventure log, day one. Already sick. It'll be good when we get out there. Get to relax.
So after 3 days of sitting in the hotel room, we finally got a big enough weather window to sled in our gear and finally set up camp. I mean, everything weighs like 1,500 pounds. It's so heavy we thought about flying in our gear, but the plan is to do it ourselves. So we're gonna do it the hard way.
Adjusting the clickers, so essentially making the clutch a little lower end because we got so much weight. I'm pulling it. You don't want to blow out your snow pony. Put it into granny gear.
Really doing it. Camping, let's go.
Say the route to camp was like 50K long and it was mainly flat, but there's these tricky little side hills that would just flip your sled over and you'd have to kind of walk it through and get the whole team to help you out. But the real concern was if your sled went off the full edge, it was goodbye sled and goodbye trip.
The first stuck of the day. Old Dave trying to do a pow turn into the cement.
Close.
You having fun yet?
We just gotta get the 2 holes lined up, guys.
Should we pull the sled back? Oh god, there.
That's pretty close.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Oh!
Oh my. Yep. What was that, a 4-hour tow in to get here? Yeah. We rolled some sleds. We did get stuck, but we made it. We're here. Not too many spicy moments. Couple. What's next is Chris and I gotta go back and get the rest of the stuff. Yeah, looks like we'll show back up at night. Save us some dinner.
How you feeling?
Not very good. I don't know. Something hit me right as we were getting out here. And now I'm feeling kind of worse. I lay down.
I didn't know it at the time, but I was suddenly plagued by the gnarliest sinus infection. So Dave and Chris decided to go up and check to see if there was a route through the glacier and try and get up high and check out the snow.
Well, we got a little break in weather and we're sitting at the bottom of the glacier. And yeah, you know, it's funny. We brought in 500-600 liters of fuel. We're not even 100% sure how to get up on the glaciers where all the lines are. So it'll definitely be a bit of a slow mission here, just kind of poking around and not falling in crevasses and kind of get our first look at what we're up against as far as like glaciers and how much snow's on them and what kind of lines we can get into. There's a lot of kind of heebie-jeebies going on because you're going through these big rain runnels on an isothermic glacier. So you're kind of just keeping your speed up and not stopping at any sags.
Yeah, so the technique when we're heading up over the glaciers is number one, just route finding, knowing where it's gonna get steeper or turn a sharp corner. There's gonna be more crevasses there. And then just keeping your speed going so that you're distributing your weight quickly across. Every time we go on the glacier, we're crossing thousands of crevasses. And as long as we can keep our speed going across them and navigate wisely, we should not have to end up in a hole.
We're kind of going into the mountains, not scared, but tentative. So we need to gather some information before we start stepping onto some bigger stuff. Yeah, it's good to stick our heads in the snow. Everything looks pretty good, but yeah, let's take her easy.
Yeah, bud. Powder. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, bud. Holy shit, that's good skiing.
You know, trying to punch a hill and gave her one more go and lost her at the top. And then my brand new snowmobile that I bought for this trip goes flying down the hill, completely ran me over.
Well, dum-dum parade of Rubens continues. Managed to get myself stuck above a crevasse.
I think it's funny when you talk about these trips and you want more adventure. You don't want to go on another heli trip. And when you actually do it and you're snowmobiling by this like gaping hole of a crevasse, you're like, what am I doing? This is insane.
First day out was super deep pow, awesome pow shredding, deepest pow I've skied all year.
And then the rain came. And all of a sudden, all that pow that we thought we were gonna be skiing just went to total crap.
Getting on to the glaciers is a big concern right now. It's been receiving heavy rain, so we're concerned about so much rain that the snow that bridges the crevasses really sagging and not being strong.
If it gets too warm, that's going to shut down our whole trip. Crevasses will start opening up and it'll become unsafe to travel on the glacier. So hopefully it cools down and ices up and then it's a dream.
Alpine start this morning. gonna be a little slow going with this frozen snow. It's been so warm, now cold, that the snow down low is gonna be frozen.
When you drive your snowmobile, they're cooled down by snow flying up into the bottom of the track. And with pure ice, they don't cool down. So all of us are just doing everything we can to cool off our engines, and we're driving 5 minutes, cooling them down, stopping, going, and it's just taking forever. I just all of a sudden had this realization. I was like, what did I get myself into? Why the hell are we doing this? Why didn't I just ask for more heli budget?
You gotta get a ski pole back here. Chris, you got a copy? Fuck! It's cold up here. We've hit snow at about 1,800 meters. And we got some stuff over there,
Finally got blue, and we have a massive amount of variability in the snow, and the terrain is huge. So we're trying to figure out what's the safest way to get on to things.
So we've traveled about 60 some kilometers from camp. Looking at this peak here. Chris and Cody are gonna try and punch this pretty big wall they're about to climb.
So, finally made it to the top of something interesting enough for us, but not totally death-defying. It's quite the climb to get up. We came from like way back there. Yeah, it's been quite the morning trying to piece everything together. But now we got Powtown.
The whole plan at the beginning of the season was to get back to kind of that feeling of exploring and adventure, and kind of where you're out of your comfort zone. And as I've gotten out here, I realized, like, well, I'm definitely out of my comfort zone, and it's definitely not as easy as it once was.
By the time you've gotten to a line and skied it, there's so much more than that line, you know, like you've had your gnarly snowmobile ride up, you've assessed the snow on a different run, and you've seen that mountain 2 days before. It's way easier to do that with a heli and a guide, but I'd find it way more rewarding. Like I enjoy the challenges of making the skiing happen, and this is much more of an adventure.
Following Dave and Chris has been just super inspiring. I mean, I'm learning so much from them, just watching them find their way through the glacier, analyze a snowpack, and find good routes up to the top of things. It's pretty cool to watch them. But we haven't gotten the chance to start climbing and skiing some big, steep faces, kind of like that big objective. It's taken some time, but we're starting to figure out this range, figure out where to go, and figure out where we're gonna find some good skiing.
Fun, super fun.
Ah, you guys crushed that.
As the month ticked on, almost turned into May, I just still had this feeling like to get in one big, amazing line would just cap off the season so well.
We saw the Leduc spines the previous blue day, and it kind of became an objective to go ski that.
Look at this.
To me, it was like the most exciting thing looking. I mean, I've skied a ton of stuff that steep, but I've never climbed something that steep.
I'm down to check it out.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to climb them too.
I think so too.
Which I'd be pretty psyched on.
I bet if I skied that, I'd be like, everything is bonus from here on out.
So now it's just the good old waiting game. I mean, we've got a pretty impressive peak picked out. It's a worthy objective for sure. I mean, it's got some steep spines on it. So hopefully the sun comes out soon and we can go ski.
The weather definitely hasn't given it to us, that's for sure. We haven't got like a huge high pressure system rolling or anything like that, but that's why we gave ourselves so much time up here. Is you need that much time to really give this zone proper attention.
You know, as the trip's gone on, I've just been learning a ton. I felt like I've learned so much more about glacier travel and ropes and ski mountaineering. I feel like the Leduc Wall, I'm ready for it, but at the same time, the sickness is just beating me down.
How you feeling, Cody?
Not feeling great, but we got luckily down days on my side and get healthy. Go ski.
Time to get up.
It's pretty blue out there. It's probably a good time to go.
Oh. I hate that alarm clock.
Been up here 10 days now, and the weather's been really in and out. It's been really hard to predict, and so when we were at the Leduc Wall, it was like, hey, we've got this window, let's go for it, and there's this added pressure.
I say, let's go up until we get scared.
It is warm. So warm.
It was pretty cold where we put our stuff on, but as soon as we got onto the face, into that basin, it was just like a sauna, just cooking, like the sun was radiating in there.
I mean, this is the way I feel. We'd probably be fine, but I don't like that probably. We had a ton of overhead hazard with cornices and slough lines, and just that intense of warming can all of a sudden the whole mountain come down on you.
I think that we should probably turn around, really.
Yeah, let's call it.
We're hesitating way too much. Backing off of something is so difficult because you really want it so bad. You've been thinking about it for a couple days and kind of have it imagined in your head, but can't do it when it's not perfect. Should have brought the heli.
Yeah. As I'm getting more experienced in the mountains, I'm learning to not set myself up to be disappointed. The calls that we make are dependent on nature, and nature's not dependable. 5 years ago, if I didn't, accomplish my goal or ski this line that I wanted to do, I would have gone home feeling bummed, and where now I've just shifted my train of thought, and I find it's a lot safer way to travel in the mountains and more enjoyable. There's still a sense, amongst the crew and individually of, it would have been nice to nail something, big that we can feel proud of and accomplished. So I think I'm still in that learning process.
It's almost May. just started raining, and they're saying some huge storm is about to come in. And we just kind of failed on our one objective. I don't know what we're gonna do now.
We were just sitting, waiting, kept checking out the window, looking. It was just cloudy till like 1 o'clock. And then it started opening up a bit, and we were like, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's make a run, see what's up there.
It's kind of going blue that way. We just threw on our gear, hot pinned it out into the field. Kind of didn't know what we were doing. The day before, Dave had seen this one little zone and he thought it could be cool. Just to get to the ridge to even look at it was probably the hardest snowmobile climb of the entire trip. It was super steep, incredibly long, and holes everywhere. You know, Dave is one of the best snowmobilers I know, and he was pretty scared himself, which kind of made me realize, like, oh, this is not your average hill climb. And as soon as I crested the ridge, I just saw one of the most impressive faces I've ever seen in my life. I had a lot of internal battles at that moment because I didn't know if I was ready for it. I haven't really climbed many lines in my life. I've ski toured and used other means, but to like go up a steep face is something that I'm very inexperienced with. And suddenly looking at that line and knowing that like this was the line I'm looking for, but maybe I'm not ready. Maybe this was too much for me. And I questioned the entire trip, the entire plan to do this. Kind of a heavy moment.
Pretty scared.
What do you do when you get scared?
Just focusing on not screwing up, because we've made a lot of really good decisions on this trip so far. We've backed off quite a few things and talked ourselves out of things, and I'm gonna stay on it because I don't want to die.
I've been using these for about 3 weeks. And now I'm gonna go try and climb that. That takes a long time, but...
Yeah, boys, have fun.
Wish us luck.
Yes.
Anything else to say, Dave?
That I think I'm almost done doing these type of things. Staying pretty cold up high though with this wind and cold temperatures, so there's not like crazy warming happening like we had yesterday. So I feel like the objective is not foolish. Me chasing after these adventures and these objectives, I think, is starting to get a bit foolish. So, and I'm right now looking forward to doing this, but almost more than that, looking forward to being back home and hanging out with my little kid and my wife. As soon as the hair gets stood up on the back of my neck or I have a goofy feeling, I'm very easy to pull the pin and bail, and I would be completely satisfied to go home after this trip and not have conquered a mountain or something silly like that. Because at the end of the day, it's just sliding down snow.
All right, boys, the adventure begins here. This is the way across, tentatively. I just can't tell whether it goes or not. Crossing the Bergschrund was pretty intense. It was a huge gaping hole. I think it was quite a bit bigger of a gaping hole than I was anticipating.
There was about a 2 foot thick 1-foot wide bridge across it, and he pretty much mole ratted himself up it.
Chris led, got us across the Bergschrund, laid us up.
Gripping.
We were under a cliff that had cornice above it, so that was, in my mind, the biggest hazard of the whole face, and the plan was from there to book it straight across the face. How are you feeling though? Like I'm doing great, so only if...
I'm tired, but good.
Why don't I keep going then and kick it in the door?
It's much difference.
Okay.
I was exhausted. I've been sick this entire trip, nasty sinus infection, and I think it really debilitated me. I was definitely like trying to talk myself through it. You'll be fine, this will be good, just keep moving.
Humans should not be on a wall like that. Snow shouldn't stick to a wall like that. And so to be placed on there, you just feel like a little fly, a little speck.
Just about to top out, and it got really steep at the top. Went from a barrel factor 8 to a barrel factor 10.0.
At that point, I was scared. When there's that much air under your heels, I don't care who you are, it's terrifying.
One foot in front of the other. I can see Cody just down there. Yeah, buddy! Holy cow. What a climb. Yeah, boys.
When we topped out, I was just so exhausted. All of us were just beat down. And it was like 6:30. I mean, at that point, you're kind of thinking more not just about skiing your line, but you're thinking about getting down so you could get home that night.
Where do you think I'm skiing from? What do you think I'm skiing?
I'm gonna ski down the right. What are you thinking about?
That.
Oh, wow. Cody spoke up like first that he wanted to go ski the steep left spines, which where we hiked up was really steep, and where those spines was probably pretty close to vertical.
Kind of crazy to be on top of quite possibly the steepest spine I've ever skied in my life and feel completely gassed. Running on pure adrenaline. It was unbelievably steep. My hand was dragging above me. Holy shit! I pretty much couldn't stop at points. It was just kind of sliding down the spine. When we began this project, it came from this weird feeling I had of just not wanting to go down the same path that I've been doing for the last 10 years. I needed something different to kind of feel that new experience that skiing could bring, and this trip did that.
Oh, that was petrifying. Holy, everything about that was terrifying. That was like kind of a life-changing experience.
Can't wait to shred this thing. that is one of the coolest feelings I've ever had. And every left-hand turn, it was similar to surfing a wave where you come out of your bottom turn and you can put your hand right on the wall.
That was friggin' sick, buddy! Oh.
Holy fuck.
That was so sick! Rubens, that is the sickest thing ever, bud.
Dude, you shredded that.
Yeah, doggy. When you get to the end of the trip and you look back at what we've done and accomplished, and the first couple of days are just terrified of snowmobiling around the glaciers. We managed to figure snow conditions out, figured the zone out to ski an incredible line. That's rewarding to me because you're being as safe as you possibly can, but you're getting some of the best, scariest skiing of your life.
Yeah, buddy! Oh my God.
Oh, I can't believe that just happened.
I can't believe that just happened to me.
Oh, look at that thing!
I gotta say, it's pretty crazy to climb and ski that line with Dave and realize I just started down this path and Dave just stopped. That's probably the last line he's ever gonna do like that.
Dude, I can be friggin' done this stuff.
I'm always going to be up for adventure, and I love exploring and traveling, but I feel that I've been very fortunate with ski mountaineering and big lines, and I don't feel a need to push harder or chase bigger stuff.
And it couldn't be more fitting, because you know what? I made that same choice. To stop doing the same thing, start something new, and it brought me to one of the coolest experiences of my life.